Hey, hopefully everything is good to go, and it looks like it is. And so yeah, the title is oh no. Apparently it is not good because that is not muted in the background. That is how I make sure I can do the chat because I cannot actually use the chat application through the application I record through. Thumbs up. But so yes, it is labeled restarting. I have to restart my stream save. I am not actually blaming the game for this, and I know it's a combination of two things. One of which was a bug, and they were helping people restore the game. The second part of it is actually more on me. And every time I was downloading games on my old computer, because my main drive did not have space, it was on an auxiliary drive. Generally works until you go to switch computers. So I lost my stream save between switching it computers and a bug that Khiimori was having where saves wouldn't show up. So that entire first slot that had my stream save, gone. My private save did eventually come back. Originally I noticed something was wrong when I logged into that save, and I only had one horse, and it was the horse I was currently riding. Everything else was gone. That save is repaired. However, my stream save is still gone. So to get to the new content, which is horse taming and some of the other stuff they've added, I have to fully restart everything. So I'm going to try to rush through the tutorial as quick as I can, little starting thing. Because I think you have to do it no matter what. I think I could hit skip tutorial, but I don't think it actually properly skip the tutorial. Would be nice to be like, oh yeah, no, you can just enter in and, go have to go buy a horse, like start from that point. Can't. Sucks. That's fine. Again, not blaming the game for this. Not their fault at all. It is entirely just a combination of things that are really annoying right now because I'm having to redo it, but in the grand scheme of things, really minor. Um, I was thinking about streaming Do No Harm. I have it. I'm still thinking about it, but I need to actually watch some content on it because I went back today and ended up looking at some of the reviews for it and went, okay, hang on a second, because if this is actually a really buggy mess and it's a release thing, it's not early access, I don't know if I will stream it or it'll be entirely a one-off. Um, should... Hi, Cece, do you want to come say hi? You want to say hello? Do you want to come up here and say hello? Oh no, do you want me to move the keyboard so you can get up here? Oh, she might come up, she might not. Move that closer and turn it down just a bit. So, yeah, downside of that is I need to go see if Do No Harm is going to be something I want to stream. The Subnautica is going to be coming again. I need a break from Subnautica. Like, in all honesty, I got my sleep schedule fixed, everything, so we should be back to streaming. I will get back to Subnautica. I've actually seen Subnautica 2 content that I really like, so I do want to play 1, play 0, and then play 2. We're getting there. It's just going to take a bit. Assassin's Creed is still on the menu. Hopefully Sunday. I don't know if I'll do Assassin's Creed tomorrow. Sunday I'll probably do Assassin's Creed. Tomorrow is up in the air as far as what I want to do. It might be a bit more Khiimori. Um, Generalized mess. Just the generalized mess of everything, and it is entirely on me. And I'm not. I'll be the first person to say that it's entirely on me. It's scheduling mess, everything else. So yes, Subnautica will get done. We're going back to Khiimori for a while because I have to fully restart this, and then we are going to finish Assassin's Creed Odyssey and get to the next one because I really, really, really want to finish up Odyssey, really bad. So there's also a possibility that I will also end up doing that 2 days this week. Instead of doing 4 streams, we'll do 2 or 3 this week because it'll be today. The new things to Khiimori, aside from horse taming, I have absolutely no idea what's been added. I've kind of saw that my stream save got deleted and went, okay, we'll come back to this later, and I'm not looking at updates for a bit. So we will find out what's Hi CC. Hello. You have much to say. Do you want up here? Do you want to talk about... No, punching me is not going to get you on my desk. She is in a slaptastic mood right now. She is reaching up to slap at my armrest, and every so often she actually gets my heart. Do you want up here? Okay, come on. You have a lot to say. What are your opinions on the weather, Kitty? What are your opinions on the weather? Do you not like the thunderstorms? I'm not getting much of an answer out of her for the second.
Cha!
Yes, I can pet your head for a second, but I also do need my hands on the keys. I don't think she wants to go on my desk, like, all the way. But she also doesn't like sitting on the new PC, because the new PC has fans right at the top. And so she goes to sit on it, like my other one. And my other one would be overly warm, and this time it's blowing out cold air. Then again, my other one was overly warm because it was a very old PC that I was running very modern things on and had slapped a much newer graphics card into. And it was not pleased. Oh yeah, the gong has been added. Originally it didn't have that, so when you saved it was kind of a bit more mount, dismount your horse, hope it saved, because that was about the only way that you could force it to save. Now that is their solution, I do hope they eventually add a panel where you can just save. I think I kind of understand why they don't do it, and it's probably stuff to do with kind of, if a delivery goes wrong kind of thing.
I'm glad you're here. The cartographer has been waiting for this ink.
Oh.
Speaking of which, I need you to find the Khan's
Okay, they're
cartographer
Heralfos.
Batu. I'm short-handed on riders and can't go myself.
He's missing? What happened?
He rode west looking for a local woodcutter. He may have run into trouble. I'll mark where to start looking on your map, hmm?
Okay, so now we need to go find the cartographer. Yeah, so where? I should still have plenty of stuff. If stuff was set up correctly. Yeah, it's about closer. Okay. Photographer's out there. Downside is I've played this game enough that I don't even have to use the mapping system as much anymore, so I kind of know where I need to go. Yep, thank you, game. Let's get you fed, because you're at half food, which I do not trust. Hello, Cece. Now you can say hi. With your tail directly in my face and in front of what I am trying to do. Can you sit? Okay, thank you for sitting. No, you can't paw at me to get me to move the mic. Why is it only when I'm streaming that you won't appear anymore? Is it because I'm doing talking? And you're hoping that I am talking directly to you, which I guess technically I am, so, you know what, the cat's playing me at this point. She's the actual smart one, and like as I said, she is the technical stream host, I'm just the co-host for the kitty. Then Kitty woke me up at like 6 AM this morning, demanding food, but also having hairball issues.
Ha!
I see you going to CC. You 100% could definitely lay down without me having to move the mic. You've done it before, but I can move the keyboard. Does it help, Kitty? I don't know. Oh yeah, her ears are showing up. I also don't know how she thinks the new lights, because I did have little purple starlights in the background, so yes, now those lights in the background are entirely different. I don't know what happened, the other one's burnt out, but the way they're made, they're not fixable or replaceable, which is generally a bit of a pet peeve. Most of the time, I prefer to be able to like repair something if I can. Okay, that's not what I was looking for, but thank you. I wanted to open the map so I can see where I'm going. Game's like, no, you don't get to see where you're going. No, you cannot. Oh. I am fighting a cat over desk space. Hang on. There we go. She's trying to sit on my hand as I was using the mouse, which was also not going to work particularly well.
Ew.
Yes, kitty. You are moving everything all over my desk because you are demanding that right now is attention time for kitty. Except it doesn't work very well. No, I know you don't care. I wonder if that purr came through the mic at all. She's pretty much laying up against it. Now she's grumbling because I'm still talking and she wants to sleep. She is very much in charge, regardless of how I feel about it. But I'm also not going to tell her she's wrong for being in charge.
You're the cartographer? I'm Nara. Yisu sent me to find you.
A new courier? I am Batudzun, keeper of maps, at your service.
Well met. You look a bit lost.
Rather impolite.
Hello, and
bear
yep,
ambushed
kitty
me.
on keyboard
My
is, I
horse
feel
bolted
like,
and got
very
injured.
much a common problem.
I need to treat my horse, but I dropped my pack in panic. Could you retrieve it for me?
Yeah, thankfully I've got a little,
Gladly.
like, wrist guard in front of my,
Since I'm dealing with a bear,
keyboard
I'm
proper,
going
so
to
she's
need
laying on the
cloth
wrist guard
and
right now,
gum.
but she is very close to being like, I'm gonna
craft
sit on your
animal
keyboard.
repellent. Ooh, clever. Here, take a strip of my torn garment.
It is convenient that your horse has been tied here perfectly, so I have everything to craft. Wait, I already have one made. At least I think I had one made. Oh no, I didn't. I had bandages. Okay. That's not too heavy. And it's heavy enough that we're not as even. Okay, there we go. Do I want to do this from horseback? On the off chance I miss, this might not be too good. Hopefully I don't miss. Or hopefully CC doesn't pick this as like a great time to like shove the mouse away. Oh yeah, that's right, I have to keep it open until it lands. It doesn't land if you're not kind of still aiming. Okay, now we can get the pack.
If I pet you anymore, you'll get a bald spot.
Okay, here's his pack. Now we just need to bring this back to him. We'll have a couple more quests and then should be speeding our way through the tutorial again. I wonder if CC's gonna start grumbling again. This is such a really fun game, and I've enjoyed it, but the one thing I will say is the bugs right now are still very much, like, they're evident, and with it being early access, it's to be expected. I mean, I'm entirely having to restart purely because of a bug. Taking my stream save and just me switching between computers also didn't help. But another player that I watch and am really close friends with, they are having issues with getting the wild horses, where they're getting horses with no stats. Like, absolutely just says 0 of 0.
You're a credit to your trade, Nara.
Which means they don't run very fast or anything else. So,
his name is Kuchu. Yisu wants to add him to our yam roots. With my lame horse and my lame leg, could you find him for me?
I hear he's as stubborn as a goat, but I'll try.
So, you'll need to curry his favor. Convince him we're trustworthy. I'm told he's to the south, near a large copse of trees.
Speaking of a bug, he is not looking towards me at all. Oh, they just that before releasing that into the main branch. Yeah, I'm having a feeling that the 0 to 0 is entirely a bug and not something that's meant to be happening whatsoever. From what I've seen, it doesn't make sense for a game that has such a particular breeding mechanic to it, especially with stats and such. In the same way that it would be, the best I can compare it to right now is Ranch of Rivershine. Ranch of Rivershine wouldn't have something like that because it wouldn't necessarily make sense. Because you need a starting point to go from. Yep, it's what the beta's for. I'm also curious if I get one, and I might actually try to do it. If you get one and breed them, if it just lowers the stats of the foal, or the foal ends up having the same problem. Because if it has the same problem, then you're really, really stuck. If the foal at least just has reduced stats, you're able to get somewhere from that. If it's you trying to get like patterns. Let's see. Okay. I know it's trying to give me the tutorial for picking up things, but I normally just kind of stop next to it and pick it up. And most of the time when I do it, I think I was also causing my horse to stumble originally. I think that's one of the gongs for saving that they added. Assuming you just have to hit it with an arrow? You can go this way. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I know originally trying to save, because I kind of stopped with the stream save. Oh, no, we got it. Okay, just before that was added, and I did a little bit by private save, but I never got, like, really far out because I was just working on, like, breeding horses. I never tested that, so that's entirely new to me. But I'm glad they added it, because the saving before where you're just trying to dismount and remount your horse in hopes that it saves was a bit funny, but also kind of irritating. Okay, no, he did not get moved. We're just off a little bit. DC apparently has thoughts. What, kitty? Yeah, it was really irritating because it was like, okay, well, maybe I've gotten to save, or you'd have to check when you it last saved and hope that you were okay for like redoing that much progress. And I know that was a big thing. People were like, please fix that, if anything. Just let us save. And I still would have liked a way to save where it's just oh yeah, I can click a button and save before I exit. But I think this works just fine. Dang it, this poor guy some... Hi, cat. Food. Are you gonna put your head on my hand? The problem is my hand is on the mouse, so it's gonna be moving around.
Easy.
I don't think it's gonna make a very comfortable pillow. Okay, now we're getting them to eat. I know our first horses aren't going to be, like, the most fancy, but I've seen some of the wild horses, and I am very excited to kind of see what patterns I can get that way. I might do the same breed combo I was doing in the stream save, though. I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, buddy, we're at least getting some training in before I've got to return you. Because I'm technically borrowing you. Not a bad thing, though. I have to remember that there's wolves around here somewhere. But they're not very nice. At least most of the time they're not very nice. Might be good. Might be out of the danger zone for wolves. I haven't heard any sounds that make me think that they're here just yet. Okay, here's this guy. And you want us to take wood to someone, if I remember right?
You there! No sudden moves. More than a few bandits have met my axe.
Do I look like a bandit? I'm a courier. Are you Kuchu?
Bah! You work for Yisu? Always interfering. What now?
I think we could help each other.
Perhaps. Can you take this load of wood
Yep.
to Usun?
It's wood that we have to go deliver.
If you can handle that, then maybe I'll join you.
I'll do my best.
We'll see. One more thing. Watch out for the wolves.
Actually, it's fairly well balanced, all things considered. I can't move that.
Cha!
Okay, there we go. Back out to the main road, and then I have to remember that there's no bridge just yet for the stone. So I have to go get some, so I'm gonna have to jump it. Or go across it. Yeah. The tutorial is a little bit long, but not bad. It is at least very, like, hand-holdy in the sense that it's helpful. It doesn't feel like it's overdoing it, in my opinion. Whereas, having to do it multiple times is a bit, yeah, Kitty, about my sentiments exactly, but, it's not bad. I think I would like a thing where you can skip it and you start where you buy, like, your first horse. I feel like that'd be really helpful, because there's gonna be people who are gonna have multiple saves. Especially for people who are doing, like, I can imagine some people doing challenges in the game eventually, and this you'd probably want a different save than your mainstream save. Buddy, we're gonna have to get water, but we'll get water soon. I forgot that technically there was a pond back there. And at least we are not getting anything water sensitive as far as having to deliver that, or we would be in for a real rough time. Let's get you food at least, even though I can't quite get you water yet. I feel like having a water skin and bowl that we could carry would be really nice. It's not always going to be strategically placed water sources, I don't think.
We'll take a break for some water soon.
Well, the rain stopped pretty quick. I don't think in any of my playthroughs yet I've had a really bad storm, other than the ones that are caused by the statues. Where is little bridge area normally? Probably back there somewhere. I know it's here. I'm just not seeing the infrastructure for it. Now it's telling me there's water right there, but I don't think if I put my horse there they could actually drink it. There's really little just, like, funny things you'll find. Though in my original stream save, I also was getting launched into the air when I'd, like, go into one specific river. Thankfully I wasn't taking massive amounts of damage, but still a bit odd as to why or how.
Ja.
Okay, sir, I have things for you. Wait, no, it's not you, it's the person on the dock. Where am I going? We have been here quite a few times before.
How?
Oh. Well, that's one way to make a delivery.
Hello, are you Uson? I've got a load of wood from Kucho.
I don't think he's getting any fish.
But he's not the type to trust someone else with his goods.
I'm a Yam courier. We take our good reputation very seriously.
So I hear. We value the work you do. Please, include us in your routes.
I'll let my captain know. I should be getting back. I'll see you soon, and take care.
You've definitely absolutely 100%. Yup, it's a water jelly. We have absolutely scared his fish entirely out of here. He is, he's not been eating fish for a bit.
Oh, damn.
Grass? Okay, perfect. Cece, can I get a drink, or are you going to be mad because it... I'm trying to get a drink out of my water bottle, and she's grabbing my arm and holding it to my mouse. Because her head was on it. Okay, I'll put my hand back on the mouse. We get you fancy cat beds, and somehow my desk is still the most, like, luxurious spot for the cat. As long as she doesn't bite me for moving the mouse, I think we're good.
Oh, damn.
Yo. Oop, I forgot this way. I have to be a little bit more careful with the stamina.
Steady.
Because the wind is going towards me instead of behind. I'm really waiting for her to get angry and just be like, okay, your hand is moving, I'm tired of this, and, like, take a chunk out of my hand. Well, not really, but she'd definitely try.
You're the wind.
I think she's about 3. She wasn't a cat that's like, we got as a quote-unquote kitten. Somebody had left her at like a Tractor Supply store in a crate with 2 of her siblings. And we took her home thinking she's probably about 6 weeks because she was really small. And we got her to the vet, and the vet's like, oh no, she's 6 months old. So we've had her, so she's gonna be a little bit over 3 years now. Had her for a bit.
Just a little more.
But she's also a very large cat, which is like, not like large as in heavy, but large as in she rivals some tomcats in size. And it's really interesting because when she came, we seriously thought she was 6 weeks old because she was so small. She kind of had the Clifford the Red Dog situation where she just kind of kept growing. Which is why there's not a lot of room on my desk for poor kitty. Yeah, we have to, we have a cat tree for her, and it's actually a little bit small. And it's a good-sized cat tree. If I get her cat beds, like, themed cat beds or something that way, I have to get the size for, like, a dog.
Ew.
Like, as large as it'll go for cats, but generally about the medium-sized dog bed. She's not small. Okay, you go over here and eat. Hopefully somehow don't run into the tent and cause issues. I think I've put them far enough away.
Nara!
I did, and I ran a delivery for him.
Sometimes it pays to get lost, eh, Batu? Nara, your horse looks tired, and Batu and I need to discuss our next steps. Check its hooves and give it a good...
There we go. Now we get the care tutorial, which is simple enough, thankfully. Well, let's start with where is my horse. Oh, behind me suddenly, because teleporting. I completely forgot you do teleport. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, not what I meant. Neat forgetting I just have to hit Q.
You're such a good horse.
I had to do with my other cat who's a Maine Coon. Yeah, Maine Coons are large cats. They're so pretty though too. She is just a very large tuxedo cat, but I don't. It could be that she has a much larger like cat breed in her ancestry. I just not really going to
You're all ready for
necessarily
the
try
next
to do a
ride?
DNA test for her to try it. Or try to figure out that, because I have a feeling she would just end up like the little swab they give you. She'd probably destroy it more than actually ever let us get a sample for a DNA kit. I think she'd just like chew it to pieces before we ever got a chance.
Cha!
As compared to this one who's maxed out at 6.5 pounds, she is double that weight. Like exactly double that weight. And that is considered a good weight for her, which is... Yeah, mixes can be like insane when it comes to some of the different things that pets can end up having. Oh, hi buddy. We definitely don't want to be in the boxes. There we go.
Ew.
I'm going to tether you this time, because I have a feeling you're going to go somewhere if I don't.
We've got some deliveries ready. Otherwise, speak with Batu. You can help him map the area. We can invite anyone you find to the yam roots.
Okay.
Ah, back already. I've heard rumors of other settlements. Interested in getting a little lost? But if you're not feeling adventurous...
Okay. I'm going to do the courier missions, because that'll get me through the tutorial just a bit faster here. Well, that's interesting. It's the exact same item. And nothing about it says that it's fragile or anything else. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, I can only imagine with two cats of that size difference. It'd be really funny seeing them interacting. We don't have any other cats. Cece's, like, other companions in the house are our dogs. And we have a cattle dog. She bullies him just a little. He wants to be her friend. She refuses because he's just a bit taller, but not, like, way taller than her. But then compared to our German Shepherd and Border Collie mix, we're way bigger than her. Aw. Oh wow, yeah, that's an older cat. 16 years. Yeah, she's still very young. She's younger than actually all the dogs, I think, now. I think she's younger than Bandit. They might be about the same age. Bandit is the cattle dog. He is the youngest of the dogs right now. They don't get to come in here, though, because she freaks out just a little bit. Not in the sense that she hates them and is afraid of them and terrified and everything else. She instigates issues, and then they want to be her friend. So they'll come up to sniff her, and she takes that as like, oh no, we're going to continue our little cat and dog war. And she slaps him. So she's kind of a bully. We actually caught her just absolutely, like, smacking Bandit's face one day. And he's sitting there, just happy to be included. Not a thought between his poor little ears whatsoever. Just so happy to be included. And she is, like, you can hear it across the room slapping his face. Oh yeah, no. It is so interesting when it, like, and funny when a cat is a lot bigger than dogs. Dogs do not like it when a cat is bigger than them. Okay, now I'm really curious. Did they give you traits? No, they didn't. But you must secretly have the trait where you need more food. That is my best guess, because we're having to make a lot of stops. One of my sisters has a boss lady cat like that. Yo. Yup. That is a really good way of describing it. She's currently snoozing on my arm, though. Sometimes she'll give me a look if she realizes that I'm actually talking about her. I think she also likes this game because the horses have the physics for the tail. And so it kind of just looks like something that's moving. Okay. Hello, fisherman. I have a bell of all things for you.
Ha! This is great! Thank you for getting it here so quickly.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm wondering if there's going to be a story reason for this particular item. Or if it's really just randomized and is a bit of a funny randomization to begin with. Now we gotta go to the woodcutter. She calls her Queen Eleanor. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, Cece's full name is Celeste, and I named her after the owl from Animal Crossing. She did not get that personality. She absolutely 100% did not get that personality. I mean, yeah, I guess maybe they are using the bell to call the fish. The woodcutter also wants one, though, so... Huh. Or maybe... I guess it also makes sense to put it on, like, the fishing line. Cece, please don't move my arm. I'm using the mouse. I don't want to know what happens with my steering suddenly. Just randomly take off in a whole different direction than anywhere I'm meaning to go. Oh wait, that's right. I don't have any of the chests collected because this is a brand new save.
Easy.
Also means I can get a pretty good amount of coins. Cece, your claw. Her claw is in my arm. Kiddo. She's like, I do not care that my claw is in your arm. Your hand is moving. Please stop.
Town.
My tweaking with their names that I just kept them. That's actually really sweet, though. Plus, it makes sense to keep them. I I don't have any idea what CC was called before. Whoever left them literally just dropped them off in the Tractor Supply store. Didn't leave names on paper or anything. There may be some store deliveries that come out. Yeah. I have a feeling quite a few of them will be, like, story-driven, and then we'll have kind of the more random ones. Like, probably each time we go up in, like, level of prestige. PC. Having to move the mouse. Like, you don't need to move the mouse at all. I do, because I need to adjust where the camera is. And between you and the water bottle, that mouse is not moving. Don't bite, please. No bites. No nibbles. Slapping my hand. CC. She's like, you move my paws, I slap you. Well, I have to move your paws so I can do what I'm trying to do. Yes, I know you're gonna grumble and complain, and I do not blame you. I don't. But you are being mean. My desk only has so much room. I think if I actually move the books and crochet stuff off my desk, that'd probably make a bit of a difference. Ooh, actually really nice jump. I was expecting that to go a bit worse. Yes, hello. Hello, kitty. Saying to do this delivery, kitty. Oh, no, you're just gonna leave? Okay. Bye-bye, kitty. Probably gonna go to her cat tree, because she does actually like sleeping up on the cat tree. I'm gonna deliver for you.
It's always great to see a yam courier. I really appreciate it.
I'm glad to hear it.
Okay. What do you have for me to deliver in return? Once I move around for a second.
Easy.
I don't have those. But I do have... I can take these. They're light enough. I can move some stuff around here. Oop. There we go. I'm so excited to actually get to the taming. Just gotta rush a little bit here. Get some water at the pond that's pretty close, and then go from there. The corrupted zone color scale is so eerie. It is! I both like it and dislike it. In kind of equal measure. It's nice, it's eerie, but I also do wish there was a way to, like, lessen it / turn it off, because at times it does kind of make it hard to see. But it fits the vibe really well. Oh yeah, I'll have to get some spirit arrows to deal with it anyways, once I'm done with the tutorial. Because I'll get some of the nice flowers from it. Okay, there's another... Oh, is it because there's a turtle stone somewhere over there, maybe? Please don't become super muddy. I think the storm one and the absolute like amount of snow that you can deal with in the mountains when you're riding through that just makes it impossible to see are probably
Ew.
at least favorite effects. And I just wish there was a way to kind of be like, okay, I need to turn it down just a tiny bit. But I do understand why they're as strong as they are. Almost full food. I'll just see if I can get a horse that looks similar to this guy at some point, but one of the other breeds. I think the only breed I haven't ridden yet is the one that starts with an L. That kind of looks like a mix between the Mongolian and maybe like the Fergana. Or that's not how that's pronounced. I'd have to look at the word again to remember how it's pronounced. I know I started pronouncing it that way, but I remember it's not correct. It's one of the two. It's either correct or it's not correct, and I remember I was pronouncing it wrong originally. I would like to see them add some more horse breeds, though, as well over time. Especially when the full game gets released.
Easy.
Actually, I think the real horse would see that mud and go, yay, mud bath time. Yo, it'd be instantly, you're getting off whether you want to or not, or you're going to be joining them right in the mud bath. I mean, I guess the thing here is maybe we're training the horses not to because of like the whole needing to have the items be somewhat clean when we deliver them, but even then I imagine there's horses that would just be like, ah yes, no, this is perfect. Plus it'd be excellent for getting flies to keep away. I'm not sure. I almost kind of think that a lot of the updates are going to be more so adding in mechanics, maybe. More mechanics that they've been wanting to add in but aren't here yet. I feel like see a bit more of that. Maybe a tiny bit of story stuff that's out early because it's not necessarily going to be the main storyline, but extra. I don't know about new breeds just yet. I could see it, but I feel like that'd be way later. But I also imagine... Oh, didn't quite make it across. I imagine how stuff looks is going to suddenly change a little in some places. Like, some of this is very early build, and so it doesn't have a lot of the decor or the finer details. So I feel like a lot of that will kind of get tweaked and changed. Some of it already has with the addition to the little, like, save points. It does look like some of the stuff around them has been changed just a little. I don't know if they'll add stuff like seasons, though. At any point, but I would like to see it. I would like to see it in early access to get a feel for it. Or at least so people can get a feel for it and kind of give feedback on it before the game goes into like the main story.
Ew.
But that'd also mean a calendar, which might be a bit harder to do.
Wonderful! Absolutely wonderful. I'll have to let Yisu know what a great job you're doing.
I'm glad to hear it.
Oop. Didn't quite turn, we just ended up going to the water instead. Okay. Did you somehow magically drink water while I was doing that? That is a new one.
Easy.
Okay, sir. What I was trying to do... Let's turn around, but this dog is going to be the end of me. Okay. Just need to deliver that to the TM station. This... Why are you taking damage from the dog? What is happening? Oh, that is still somehow... That's closer. That's close enough. Yeah, I would like to see more breeds. I just don't know what breeds they'd add, because there's definitely a few they could. But I don't think it'd be relatively soon. I imagine we're probably going to see more just like little quality of update stuff, and then mechanic changes, and most likely the actual like how the games looked. We'll see more stuff added detail wise, and actually just see areas fully change. I do have a feeling good for about amount of the content is watched by at least one person on the review team. So I think there's a lot of people who have made content who they're like what they're saying and what they're showing has been taken into consideration, but I don't know how much or what that looks like. But yeah, so I do know the Reddit, at least one of the people involved with the game team was answering some stuff. At least in the beginning. I don't know if they're doing it now, and I haven't checked it a bit, but in the beginning they were answering questions that were coming up. Ooh, I see some fancy colors at the horse sale, but I don't know... Oh no, because I won't have to pick one of the base colors. That's alright. Whichever breed, but the done base color. Let us have fancy colors as a choice, please. There's so many good ones.
Damn.
Are you there for the second?
It's always...
I'm glad to hear.
Nope, not quite enough yet. Okay. What did you need for vital supplies? Because it was something that was kind of... Yeah, mixed berry syrup. Out of curiosity, can I get you to sell me some?
Please.
I cannot. But you have the stuff to make it, I think. What does it take to make? Oh, stuff I already have. Well, good thing I checked. Yes, I know, I did find out about my inventory, thank you. I don't want to turn off the little tutorial pop-ups just yet until I get to the herding and get the wild horse taming done. Is then it'll make sense to fully turn it off, because I don't know where it is in it. And I do need the little bit of knowing how to do it. Okay, leave this for you. How's that do?
Just what I need.
The land offered these today.
Closer? Not close enough. Okay. We'll go back to the fisherman and to the woodcutter. Let's see what we can do that way. Or what, actually I can just rest and it should reset. At least I hope it'll reset if I rest. Fingers crossed. Because I'm locked out of too many of the mechanics to do anything. I can't actually use this horse to get a pull. Okay, long rest. Please don't decide to come into the tent. I don't want to wake up having to restart, because you've somehow done exactly what you're doing for now, and end up getting injured. Oh, no. Okay, yep. We're stuck. Hang on. Please. Don't get stuck at the tent again. I think my first playthrough, very early on, my horse did actually faint because they got stuck in a tent wall. I might still have the clip of it too. Let's take it back and look though. Okay, right. Dismount. Tether you so you do not go into this tent whatsoever under any circumstances. Because apparently it is the tent of doom. Ah.
Ha!
Go to the fisher first, and then to our woodcutter friend. I don't know what it is with the tents, but the tents are like the most disastrous thing if your horse is just running around. Especially if they try to follow you in it, because they can't go through the door. Just, it does not seem to work with them going through the door, so they either end up on top of it, which I think I'd for sure have a clip of, or with my first playthrough, just tried to walk through the, like, fabric wall and just started injuring itself and, like, fainted. And it was this particular starter horse, too. I think it's the same starter horse for everybody.
Okay.
Actually, what are your stats? Am I training you at all, or are you technically fully trained? No, you're not. Well, I am training you a little bit, it seems like. Not, but it's gonna help me in the slightest, because I don't actually get you back after this. At least whoever you belong to is gonna be really happy, though.
Ja.
Which I assume is just the Yam Station in general. Also, that makes me curious if... Like, that's something I hope is addressed in the storyline, and I have asked about it, I haven't got an answer, so I know the certain things are not going to be mentioned, because, and I'll mention it here again, I am an anthropology student, so of course, certain things, historic and that sort of stuff, are very much of interest to me, and cultures, and culture importances. So I have asked, in the past with the game, how they were going to... If they were going to, at all mention Genghis Khan, and which is also known under the proper name of Genghis Khan. Genghis is the old, like, bad translation. And I got no answer. So... zero idea on that one. But I'd like to see that. I'd also like to see why we're borrowing a horse to start. Like, did we have one before, or are we, like, really, really new to this? Would be really interesting to see, but I don't know if it's something that they will at any point mention or talk about, and it kind of seems right now that they're really not going to mention anything about Genghis Khan. Or his son or grandson. Which would also make sense for this time period and context.
토르근.
But I have my thoughts on their storyline is probably really going to deal more with the, like, kind of mystical tale more than anything that's necessarily super historic. It's going to be more on, like, the mysticism, English. I speak English fine most days, but there are words I cannot pronounce, and that is one of them. More of the spiritual type stuff. And then maybe bits of history sprinkled in here and there, but I think they're gonna avoid a lot of that to keep the game a tad bit more all ages friendly. Which, believe me, probably sounds very weird, but... Okay, yeah, I can move you. That'll help. No, I cannot move you because you are the only thing actually keeping that that way. Okay. So I don't really know what context their story is going to be, but I would love to see some context onto why we're borrowing a horse, how new we are to this, that sort of stuff. Maybe a little bit about, like... I guess the other thing too is, where is our family exactly? As like a character in this game. Some backstory for that and stuff. But I'd also like to see some things like actual cooking, meals, us ourselves maybe having to eat once in a while. Also, I wonder if they're going to do a mechanic, though, too, is where we have a tent in the village, clearly, like the Yam Courier Center. But I wonder if it'll be a thing where eventually we'll be able to sit down and unlock different decor pieces for it, or different variants in how it looks, stuff like that. That'd be interesting to see as well, and I feel like would be something that a lot of these sort of games with like equestrian elements, especially when you're kind of dealing with horses, breeding them, owning space for them, even though in this case we're not really owning the space for them, but we're owning multiple horses, it would make sense to have a little bit of the ability to personalize. I don't really know if that's in like the plans for the game anywhere. Okay. I have the netting for you, which I thought was for the fishermen somehow. So I did not read that exactly.
It's always great to see.
I'm glad to hear it.
Okay, we have that. I need to reset everything, but let's see, do you have anything to deliver? That goes to the Yam Station. Okay, easy peasy. I should have double checked with the fisher and I didn't, so he might have had something. Very good. Oh, your water's doing fine now, it's your food that's still a little low.
Hell.
Because that minigame is either seems to work or it doesn't, and I'm 100% sure it's more of just a me thing. Where I'm going a little bit too fast, I'm a little bit too close. I'll eat you some food here in a second. I want to be out of here, though, before the sun sets. I don't really want to deal with the ghosts if I don't have some of the stuff I need, and I don't want to get too close to that because I also don't want to deal with the snakes. Which I don't know. I'd assume the animal repellent works for them. Hopefully. I guess another question would be, what would you like to see as, like, things added to this game specifically? Because I don't... Like, I have my ideas, but I'm also basing my ideas of, like, other things I've played. But it's also interesting to kind of hear what other people's ideas are based off of things that, you know, they've played or seen. So I'm not sure how we moved fast enough to pass your sound. That's a new one. We ran right past the sound that he made.
Okay.
I think the fisherman's gonna send us back to the woodcutter versus back to the yam station, but I'll check on the way past.
Cha.
If nothing else, I can also do at least a couple of the discoveries for the map maker in hopes that through doing that we get to our second courier level. There we go. Made it that time. I've only really played like the eventing English style games, so I haven't opened anything but that at this point. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like there haven't been a lot of like equestrian games that have done a lot of stuff. Ranch River Shine stood out, I think, because it was a one person made the whole game. And in doing so made something that like encompassed a lot of different writing styles, but was also very simplistic and anybody could really play it.
Easy.
And I think it kind of helped promote a kind of take off. There was horse games before, of course, and this company is the same company that did Emerald Ranch.
What can I do for you?
I guess it was called. Oh, I didn't want to look at your words. I wanted to. Yep, you're gonna send me the woodcutter. So there's really a void for like what can be added to horse games. At least single player. Multiplayer as well, to be fair, but single player really has like an open field of what can be done and added. Ranch River Shine I fully suggest if you like anything like Khiimori. Emerald Ranch, for a full released game, has some, like years later, no updates, still has some game-breaking bugs that will make you have to restart your save. Huh, I've never heard of Gallop Racer. Or maybe I have and I'm thinking... I don't know what it is. The name does sound a bit familiar.
토르근.
I think the first game with horses that I played that you could ride in... God, I'm gonna make myself sound really old. When you could go to a store and there was like CD-ROM or like in the States, you get a Scholastic Book Fair, and sometimes they would list games along with the books, and I got a game that was definitely not meant for kids my age, but my parents got it because they weren't really savvy in how to check for that. But it was like Farm Vet or something like that, and it was an old CD-ROM game, and it had horses that you could care for and you could ride around, and it was a whole mechanic where you could race on them as well. And that was like the first game that I think I had that had horses in it. But it was, of course, not the entire focus of the game. And then... I don't know what would have been the one after that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't get a PS2... Well, I haven't ever actually had any of the PS systems. I didn't get an Xbox until 360, and I was closer to 16, 17. And then I didn't get an Xbox One until Red Dead came out because they were like, you have to basically have this to play it. But yeah, a lot of my stuff was either what was available online or like the old CD-ROM games that, yeah, they were the most interesting things, and most of them are, like, from my understanding, were up until maybe recently still, like, most Windows systems could play them somewhat. Might be a bit janky, but in theory, we just don't have the CDs anymore. My parents got rid of them. The Scholastic Book Fairs were amazing. So many good books and stuff.
Ah, just an...
I'm glad to hear it.
Actually, there's just like, it was books, but it was also so much other stuff, like different little knickknacks, toys, the CD-ROMs. I think even some of them had audiobooks, like the old cassette player audiobooks, or some of the CD ones. I only got a PS2 when I was in high school. Oh wow. Yeah. I feel like there's a point where, like, I'm 27, so I'm not particularly old when it comes to being in, like, the gaming. I'm kind of in between the two ages that are really popular right now. You'll find, like, the older, like, gamers, and then you'll find the younger ones. I'm kind of in between. So I didn't originally get, like, a lot of the console stuff until I was older, because I'd grown up with computers, my family had them, and I got, like, into MMOs more than I did single-player stuff. So it was kind of one of those things, like, I didn't get into a lot of this until I was much older, though I ended up watching people like Markiplier. So I understood, like, streaming or recording, but I didn't get into a lot of it until I was much older, because I was just into MMOs. That doesn't, like, it doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of people that I know who are much older than me, like, I remember things, but I was at the tail end of those things existing. The Scholastic Book Fair, though, I think is still running. I'm pretty sure it's still running. Yeah. There's stuff that you probably know about that I have absolutely no idea about, or, like, wouldn't entirely make sense to me. Oh gosh, yeah. I am young enough to not have dealt with dial-up. The thing is, I could go, because I live with older relatives and I was raised by my grandparents, I'd probably ask them and they'd be like, yeah, it's this, or this is what it was like. Then again, apparently, and I am really putting it, like, emphasis on apparently, where I am, some of that stuff was very late to get here, and so for a very long time their phones were still in a party line, meaning it was a ringtone, but technically everybody on that same road got a call, and it was figuring out which house it was meant for, but everybody could answer the phone and listen in. So your neighbors knew your business. Yeah, no, I would not imagine most people miss dial-up. My parents do absolutely 100% do the whole back in my day thing, though. Consistently. Back in my day, it's like, yeah, you were around in the 50s. Hey, sir.
Rotang.
This goes to the woodcutter. Never mind, we are in the wrong spot. We don't have to bother you yet. Oh, wait, actually, I should, though, because what is the daily item you need? Is it something simple?
Would you like to see my wares?
Sorry, sir, I cannot get those just yet. Your daily random item is not available currently for me to get. Yeah, I love older people, like older parents, but so a lot of the stuff I was like told about but not familiar with. Scholastic book fairs, though, I definitely miss. I kind of wish universities did them, but, you know, more maybe university age items. But no, then again, sometimes it's nice to pick up, like, a young adult book series once in a while. I think the only thing I miss that was, like, older, I still play an older MMO, and it's Star Stable Online. It's the only, like, originally really the only horse-based MMO, and the old graphics for that were so bad, and it's not like I necessarily want them back in that game. but it's like having stuff with that graphics is kind of still funny. And it was much simpler. Plus it also ran a tad bit better, whereas now I think they're on their second engine that they've made for the game from the ground up that they've had to switch over to. But I do kind of miss the games with the really old, like, triangular, very rough graphics at times. Maybe not the world's worst bloom filter. That I could do without. That some games had.
Steady. Steady.
I don't know. I feel like the other thing is depth in field for games has gotten a lot better. But at the same time, it's like it was that mix of depth of field and a really bad bloom filter that a lot of games like had, especially games that had to load in stuff so then they weren't trying to load in stuff really far in the background. But it also meant games, like older games, had a very specific look to them because of that. Okay, how far? That's about how far it takes to get rid of that.
Easy.
Do you
This
mind
all
telling me how to
looks
make arrows
perfect.
so I can get rid of the
You're a
ghosts?
credit to Yam Riders everywhere.
I'm glad to hear it.
No. Maybe not. Can I craft them? I cannot yet. Darn.
Cha!
We're getting closer, though. Let's see if finding a couple places will boost that further. I think missions is still the main way to boost it, but you might get a bigger boost out of finding an area. I think one of the first areas we'll end up finding is that island, maybe? Oh, no, it should be the area before we get to the snow. Probably. I know there's nothing here, it's just a really interesting little rock structure here. The rocks do look really good.
Easy. Okay.
I will say the other project currently that's a decent horse game and is bringing in another horse MMO is, of course, Equinox Homecoming, which they're going to do an update here pretty soon, which I'll, of course, stream when they do an update of it. I think it's another story, so we can actually continue on where we really randomly left off. It was such a really good but also horrible cliffhanger. Should be continuing directly off of that. I haven't seen like any previews and stuff for it. I'm kind of again wanting to go in blind for what they have to offer. But their graphics are really good and their storyline is much more adult than, of course, a couple of the other horse MMOs that are out. Are you sure that's all you want to eat? Okay, there we go. I was like, I think you probably want a little bit more. Going right into the wind. The other thing I'll have to look into, because I don't know, it might be accurate, it might not, and so I'm going to very much preference this with I am not sure, but if Mongolian horses can have a roan pattern, it's not been added yet, as far as I'm aware, and I would really like to see it added. But I'd also like to see different variations of gray patterns, though that's going to be very up to randomization. So in the idea of like flea bitten or dapple, or that they do dapple as an entirely separate thing, would be interesting. I'd like to definitely see some more coat colors added for variations, like that it's going to add more genes currently. Because we don't have roan yet. I also don't know if there's any shade variations between colors. So essentially, if you were to get a chestnut, you can get different levels of chestnut from liver to very light.
Easy.
Please don't decide to enter the tent. They're right next to each other, so this actually works quite well. What are you doing, buddy? At least get you brushed and your hooves cleaned. Yeah, let's go at least go to the one village that I'm still curious if there's going to be a bridge for. It's on the little island there, and I have yet to figure out how to get an item that can't get wet there, because without any sort of bridge, you have to swim. Or at least it's very, like, I haven't found a way to avoid swimming. And then the other one is just one that we'll have to pretty much stop at every time we want to go up to the mountains.
Just a little more.
If you can kind of hear or the vibration is coming through the microphone, that is a train. Generally it shouldn't be coming through the microphone, but once in a while it does. And it tends to shake just about everything, and it's not just shaking the microphone, it's shaking my desk, the actual walls, and that sort of stuff. And it's not that I'm particularly close to it either. It's just, depending on the time of day it comes through, which is never particularly set, we kind of get this for a couple minutes. Dang it, I'll take that versus somebody driving down the road with their bass way too loud. Let's see, just have to jump here. I think we just have to swim across here. The swimming animation actually looks really good.
Ha!
Okay, let's see.
Would you like to see me?
Not so much what I meant to do. No. As long as you don't say it can't get wet, we are good to go.
Ha!
That is some very, very heavy rope. Now let's see if I swim back. It's an actual swimming animation versus, oh, our horse is just walking in water. Aside from where we kind of go into the sand for the sandbank, which I'm not going to blame them for. Okay, let's get you some water, which you have somehow drank without actually making a drinking animation.
Utan.
I'll see if I can find somewhere I can swim a little bit longer, and just be careful with the stamina. I think swimming also works as training, though, for... I don't think it's the agility, but it might be. No, it's a strength. That I'm surprised with. But yeah, if the sound didn't come through my microphone, that's good. Let's find this town and see what they have to deliver. Hopefully it's to the Yam station as well. But I don't think it probably will end up being.
Hell. Easy.
No, actually it's to the place we literally just left. Well, that's simple. So he's gonna get me a few more points very quickly before I go back to the Yam station. Fingers crossed is the last delivery before I have to go to the ice one. And then we are free to actually play the game. After about an hour and a half.
토릉토릉.
Okay, let's see, deliver this to you, and we'll see how much it has filled the bar, if at all.
This is great.
I'm glad to hear. Ha!
Okay, yeah, we're getting closer. I don't know how defining places on the map will factor in.
damn.
We also haven't quite got to having to learn about carrying items that have added difficulties. I haven't seen any fancy patterns in the herd over here just yet, I don't think. Yeah, not quite.
You're the wind.
I wonder if that's another thing is, once I finish up the tutorial, those wild horses will kind of switch out and I'll see more variation.
Oh damn.
Okay, let's park you for a second. No, not mount. Tether, please. There we go. Right, I found 2 places for you.
I need you to deliver. It's quite.
I'll avoid.
Deliver it to Toge and Zach. Wonderful.
I'm glad to.
Okay, yep, there we go. Now we can go to the village at the bottom of the hill, and hopefully from there, because now we've gotten our first difficulty, we'll be able to... Okay, fragile. Yeah, hopefully from there we'll be able to go to the ice area, finish up that little bit of quest. I think actually I'll have to go back here and then from there. Unless they've changed it just a bit.
Damn.
Please eat, buddy. So we can go. Yes, I've heard Peril, who's been streaming the game, has had some issues with the wild birds, and I'm kind of curious if I'll end up having the exact same issues. I kind of feel like it's most likely to get it where it's no stats whatsoever. But they've gotten a little bit further with this update than I have. And of course I'm restarting, but in a couple days they've made a lot of progress. It's really like awesome to see how quickly they've picked up how the game works. I'm playing a little bit of catch up with it. I think we have about the same feelings on the 2 starter horses. I like the second horse. This one's fine, but I just never really wanted to keep him even when I originally played. I am sad we don't get to keep the second one though. Okay, buddy, please, whatever you do, do not trip under any circumstances. I don't know if it'll give me the go to the snowy area and deliver the tortoise tablet right away, or if we have to wait just a tiny bit. Might have to go back to the yam station and then get that. I I forgot a thing. I do need to cross down there. Alright. I was hoping I didn't have to make the jumps. I never had the jumps break anything fragile, but I also don't want to entirely test that. Okay, that landing was okay. And we'll see how this one goes. So far, so good. Nothing has been damaged, I don't think.
You're the wind.
You must be Nara.
Yes, it's here on my saddle. Yisu said you might need me for other deliveries.
Ah, Yisu told you. But you must
Oh, yeah,
go
we get it
high
right away.
into the mountain. Talk to our stable master, Jite.
Okay. Time to switch horses.
Hello.
Ah, the courier. Saddle Rosa-san. She's a good horse. I'll pack the cargo for you.
Is there anything I should know about the climb?
It's bitterly cold. Rosa-san is a tough horse, but I suggest you take these protective tonics and feed them to her once it gets too cold.
I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Of course. Ride safe, Nara.
Oh, there we go. Change horse. Yeah, I would absolutely love to keep this horse. Just out of curiosity, because I don't think I can. But I'm gonna have a bit of a laugh if renaming them actually allows me to keep them. I highly doubt it. That would be just a tad bit broken.
Ha!
I definitely need to move some stuff. Okay, now it's a bit too heavy. No, but I need those, don't I? Okay. Hey, they gave me 4 tonics. That's a new one. I think the last time I did it, I got 3? Hello, bird that just flew into the mountain for apparently no reason. Not sure what that was about.
Easy.
Just have to follow this trail, if I remember right, with a little bit of being careful in between. Once it is, I know for a fact one of these areas leads to it, but I'm assuming this side also does. But this side might be the side that has wolves.
Damn.
So I'm gonna be a little extra careful. Unless they eventually just got rid of the wolves in this area entirely. And it almost would make sense in a way. Or at least they're not here for the tutorial.
Easy.
Yep, because I think the wolves would have been back there if they were. Okay, from here. Apparently from here I've taken a much more windy trail, which was not actually what was planned. How much do I have left on that tonic? I need to basically let it get as close to running out as I can. Well, our strength and endurance is definitely going up quite a bit more than I was expecting. At least I know this is an option when I need to train horses later. This is probably one of the few places in any of my saves that I've just really not done deliveries. And I need to actually make it a priority to do deliveries here on this save. In this playthrough.
Easy.
Especially because it feels like it's been a little bit more evenly adjusted.
Cha! Botan.
Come on, buddy, you can do it. Even though this is definitely one steep hill.
Damn.
I could probably definitely tether you for making sure you don't decide to follow me down the hill when I go deliver the item I have to deliver.
What? Really? Of course.
I wonder why this person doesn't have voice lines when you talk to him the first time. But then there's other times he'll definitely have a voice line. Hello, Turtlestone. I have a gift for you. And an inventory I have to remanage. Okay, the shine on the leather is actually quite nice. Some stuff I'm noticing there's been little tweaks to that look really, really good.
I've placed the stela on a stone turtle. It wasn't a problem.
Oop, you've given me more of the cold tonic. Thank you. And we're definitely gonna, oops, need that, but that's made things a lot heavier. We're definitely gonna have plenty of sliding, I think. Back down this hill. Actually, not too bad. Not as much as I thought, though, I think. About here, that might change. Yup. Also, between climbing it and coming back down, it is now suddenly a lot less snowy. I doubt it means it's less cold, just that for some reason the way their snow mechanic works is a bit broken for the second.
토릉토릉!
Oh yeah, that's a bridge I'm going to repair here pretty soon. And here the snow comes back in. There's the wolves.
Ha!
And very glitchy, laggy physics suddenly. No, dance on me. I do think there's probably still wolves behind. Hopefully they're not still chasing though. Can I give you hay? I give you fiber, technically. Oh no, there's hay. Hopefully there's not wolves behind, or that's going to be a bad time. Then again, it's not giving me any warning or music like there is, so... fingers crossed. I think we can take Rose all the way back to Yusu and talk to her, and that'll basically bump us out of the tutorial finally. aside for the taming we'll probably have to do a separate tutorial for, in theory. Or it'll just be a panel that pops up. Somehow all the time we were in the mountains has left snow all, down everywhere here. That's a bit what I mean by a bit of a bug. I don't know how they'll fix this, but I imagine it's going to be something that'll get fixed in an update pretty soon. Get you some grass here in a second. One of the things I imagine will not be added at any point is any sort of like swift travel system to like town to town, because it would kind of ruin the like actual main aspect of the game. But I am curious if the tutorial will be tweaked at all for the story mode release, or when the story gets added in. Okay, let's get you back across here without you hopefully breaking something. Grab those, because I'm going to need them pretty soon. Even though I don't think we're going to be able to keep you. It would be really funny if the, like, renaming somehow is the only thing you have to do to actually keep either of the tutorial horses, but I really highly doubt it. Okay, there's a puzzle over there. Still no idea how to do that puzzle, and last time I looked, I don't think other people had found the answer yet. So it's included, but maybe not able to be completed. Something with little torches that are blue you have to do something with. Go take a look at our herd of wild horses really quick again. See if there's anything to get excited over. And hopefully, possibly grab once I'm out of the tutorial. Aside from the horse that doesn't know what direction it wants to go, I got 2 grays, a chestnut, and a bay. Not too bad, but not quite what I'm looking for. Okay. See what happens here.
토르근.
Oh. Hello, sir, that just decided to not let me walk past. And also was way too close to the behind of the horse.
I've tended to Oyong. He's doing well.
I appreciate you taking good care of my horse. You'll need your own horse.
My own horse? Amazing!
Okay,
You've
so now we
earned
get a
it.
little bit more of the context.
Unfortunately, we're short on funds. I've made a deal with Sartak for some of his best horses.
The best.
Right now, I'll take any horse I can saddle. Take this coin. Go get your horse. And good work, Nara.
We get the line about his best horses.
Hi, I'm Nara. Yusu said to talk to you about a horse.
Ah, a new courier, right?
But essentially,
I have
we're
some
getting
fine horses for
very,
Just
very limited
remember,
starter course.
you get what you pay for. You got the coin?
I do. What have you got for me?
Well, what do you need? Perhaps a strong horse? Or maybe a horse that can handle the cold? Maybe speed is your thing. Rough terrain giving you problems, then a horse with good balance. So, what's it going to be? That'd be Ganga, a Fergana. She's a strong and steady horse. Her pungent smell is part of her charm.
Let's find you something to eat.
Been debating which one I should start with. Probably should. We'll start with you. Oh no. The little mini icon in the corner is a bit bugged. I don't think that's what was supposed to happen. Not out of curiosity. Are you able to sell me something that I am curiously looking for? No, you were not. Okay. Can I craft the thing? I cannot. So I will have to find whoever is going to tell me about taming wild horses then, apparently. Maybe it's an unlock? Because the thing is... what's it called? Something attraction, and it's specifically like a little bag you throw out towards the wild horses, so... I haven't seen that just yet. Look at that. When the camera is not stuck in something. Grab our hay for the day.
How?
Not exactly want to change horses. Said I could talk to you for a
May
second.
your bow strike true.
I don't know if that was the right voice for that NPC, but that is kind of funny.
Ha!
Okay, well, let's go to one of the wild horse herds then and see what it does. It's kind of not giving me anything on that. Right up to you guys won't tell me anything. Are you good, buddy?
Rodan.
Apparently not. Nope. I wonder what it's locked behind that.
Easy.
I haven't noticed another NPC to talk to. I'm trying to talk to the stable master and see if he says anything, but I don't think he will. Are you there for a second? We'll reset the day so I've got different deliveries. I think we're a little bit stuck until we do some deliveries. Okay, miss, it is very late at night, but we're going to do some deliveries. And see if we can figure out this whole wild horse thing. No. What do you have for me? Do those two first.
토르근.
I see this, but I don't think it's going to give me anything I don't... Yeah, it's no new recipes. Nope. Okay, nothing about taming in there.
자.
So I've definitely not come across it yet. I'm assuming that it's probably courier rank that it's kind of based on. Which I'll probably do is try to get 3 stars for the first series as best I can. Because it's going to limit to how far I have to deliver it and what places. It won't tell me a place I don't have unlocked. And then start going further. It's not what I did the first time. The first time I just was like, okay, I'm going to unlock every place in the map possible, and it made deliveries very exhausting suddenly. So we're going to try to do this a little bit better than I did the first time.
토르근.
Where are your stats, actually? They're not too bad in strength. Definitely not what I consider the best stats overall, but early on to get the extra carrying capacity, this is really nice. Ooh. Your balance is apparently not particularly good, though. That's something I need to remember. Glad I wasn't carrying anything fragile like I originally was going to. That would have done that in. You get so pampered with the tutorial horses for a hot second. There's a bit of a immediate difference between the tutorial horses and your first horse. It's not too bad though. And it does sound like these horses are sometimes a bit better than the ones that you get for taming.
It's all.
I'm glad to.
Okay, I got that. And I'm at the 2-hour point. I kind of want to do about 3 hours. Or I might do 2.5 is probably more what I'm going to do because my throat is about... probably going to give out about 3 hours in. So I'll do about another half hour and then I will call it good for tonight. I'll get you some food here in a second, buddy. And some water. Actually, you're doing fine in the water somehow. Okay, bird in the background. Just loud, scary noises randomly.
Ha!
Of course, one thing is I'll have to save up for if it's still available, and I think it is. Upgraded bags. Very, very quickly. I think the first set you can make, and then the second set you buy once you have enough rep.
Easy.
Hey, there's your
I'm
delivery.
glad to.
You wouldn't happen to want me to make a delivery back to the AM station, would you? Ah. That works out for me.
도릉.
Then get the woodcutter's delivery and go to him and see where he's going to send me. Hopefully by then I get to 3 prestige.
자.
And after that I can always take a detour to fix the Fisherman's Bridge, because I do want that fixed. That's one of the very first things I want to get fixed, so I'm not having to jump it.
Damn.
Now, do you have any special traits? I didn't even bother to check that. You do not. So I don't really have to worry about that just yet. Oh. And suddenly we are very laggy again. Until I change my camera position. You know what? I don't know if I want to know. That's a bit weird. Assuming it's a lighting effect that's not rendering properly or something that way.
What that?
Okay, did you get the thing I wanted? Yeah, something there didn't quite work out the way it was supposed to.
What that?
Hello, Cece, are you back? Hi, I don't really want licks right now. Yes, hello, kitty. Hi. Do you have thoughts and complaints?
Ha!
Have you been eating? Did you go get food? What? What, grumpy cat? I don't know if people want you to lick your paw directly into the mic. I don't think most people enjoy kitty ASMR directly onto like a mic without a wind guard on it. Not the yawns, not the fishy kitty yawns of doom. You stinky kitty yawns. No, you don't get to slap my face. I know where that paw is getting ready to go. No slaps. Hello, horses. You have added one to your group, I think.
Ha!
That or I'm very blind, which is entirely possible. Not another kitty sticky on. Of course, she enjoys very, very fishy foods, but it also means that she has very, very fishy yawns.
Easy.
Ah, this is great. Thank you for getting.
I'm glad to hear it.
Okay. Perfect. Can I pick up the woodcutter one? Well, you just got straight up new ones for me now. Those were fragile, but then again the day might have reset, which is I'm assuming exactly what happened. Because now these are not fragile. It was feathers before. Hi.
토르근.
Hello, kitty. Oh, oh. I do hope... Hi. My shirt does not still smell like fish. I had fish sticks for, like, once in the longest amount of time. I'll get fish fillet or something that way. Generally not fish sticks anymore. Because fish sticks are very hit and miss for me. And I had fish sticks. And they were a miss. I'm assuming they're really like nice natural cut fish sticks, but good lord, were they just falling apart as I was eating them, and so I got on my shirt. So now she's like, ooh yes, fish smell. Do you want top? You want top, kitty? Yes, hello, kitty. Hi, kitty. You blend in with my shirt just a bit. She's gonna bump my chin again, isn't she? Oh no, she's gonna sit there. Hi, kitty. You lay down. I don't think she knows what she wants to do. Maybe in a snooze mood. A very snoozy, sleepy mood.
자!
How are we doing with time? Actually, not too bad. Yeah, probably get to the fisherman fault here because I want to. As much as I like to do 2 hours and 30, like time wise, I meant to start at 6. I think I was a tiny tad bit late, so we're gonna go off of it being 8:30 my time. Tomorrow we can do a little bit more probably. It's been the first streaming a little bit, so my throat is very much ready for a break. Tomorrow, though, we should get to the wild horses, and I can ask the person who's done it recently, Sphere Apparel, how they got to wild horses, since I'm not really seeing where the tutorial is, or the way to access it. yet.
Easy.
Hello, sir.
Ha! This is great! Thank you for getting it here so quickly.
I'm glad to hear it.
There we go. We got that done. Guess we'll go deliver the set of brushes when I don't glitch through the dock. And I do need to go to the water really quick. This horse have a chance to drink. Hi kitty, can you not click into my mic please? I don't think people want kitty ASMR. No. You're already acting as a really nice wind guard for my mic, which I also don't need. I am rubbing her ears with my thumbs. Hi. You're a very happy cat today. Okay. Horse has been watered. Can I do it to back up and like right back? Oh, does that to recharge? Ooh. Let me guess, that's a bit of a thing.
Damn.
Okay, there we go. I will call it there. We'll really quickly go find someone to raid, because I haven't done that actually in a while. And I need to get you off my desk for just a second, Kitty, because I need to make sure I know how to do this. I need to see who I want to raid. I don't know if anybody that I normally follows on. Okay, let's see. Nope, let's go find someone who's actually playing Legend of Khiimori. Volume off for a second, but we're going to raid Filthy Casualite, because they're actually streaming the game currently. And of course, I should be able to raid them right now, so we're going to go raid them for the night, and I will be back tomorrow and do a bit more Legend of Khiimori tomorrow. But I will, of course, be back tomorrow, do more of this, but of course we're going to really quickly go over raid them, give them some more views for playing this game, and I'm hoping they're enjoying it. It's been wonderful. Thank you for joining me tonight. I've had a ton of fun, and I can't wait to do a bit more of this tomorrow, even though I'm a little bit still like, darn it, I've had to make a whole new save. I will say that I do believe that they've said their channel is intended for mature audiences. The game is not. It may just be down to some things where you and I have actually done it on stream as well. A little bit of foul language. But thank you again. I am going to end my stream and we'll head over there. Thank you so much for joining me. It was fun, and I again really can't wait to do a bit more of this tomorrow.